Hi, I'm Michelle Peterson. Just a reminder, I'm a fourth grade teacher on a military base in Kansas. This assignment was actually really easy for me because I'm actually on the Kesa team. We just met approximately like a month and a half or so ago. It was mid-November, I think. And we had an 8-hour day where we just discussed Kesa and set up our goals. So most of our conversation was done then, but the next one here, we have the 4 R's. When we look back at what we talked about in our meeting with our entire team, relationships, we are transitioning. One reason we are in the transitioning stage right now is because one thing we changed this year was differentiated professional learning. Our PLC meetings after school, they're no longer held as a whole team. They are held as individual groups. So if you want to focus on, let's say, technology, like myself, I'm in a technology group. So we meet with somebody who's an expert in technology and they teach us ways to implement it in our classroom. Or there's other groups where people are focusing on total participation. So they're meeting on those things. So that's one thing that we're transitioning in that reason, or for that reason, is because we have adapted that this year. When it comes to the rigor category, we are in between transitioning and modeling. One of our biggest things for that is short cycles. We've just started those. We give 2 every semester, 1 for math, 1 for reading, and the short cycles just hit on a standard that we feel our kids need a little bit more help on, that we think they should be better at before they move into the next grade level, in our case 5th grade. So we focus on teaching a little bit deeper on that, changing up our curriculum and things like that for those. The responsive culture, we are in the implementing / transitioning stage. A couple things that we've changed this year, we have quarterly data meetings, which is a big difference. And then we also have walkthroughs. So our principals will come through and they'll just basically walk into our classroom at any point, watch how we're doing, give us feedback, things like that. So that's a big change this year. They come in almost every other week, just for maybe 10 minutes or less. The data meetings, like I said, it just bases off of all of our reading scores, math scores. We talk about how we can get our kids to different tiers and things like that. And then relevant stage, we are transitioning. Some things that we're doing there are trainings. We have a lot of after-school trainings that we can go to. We've been given some additional support. Technology, specifically this year, is what I'm utilizing the most. And then reading and math specialists. We are also given 2 new certified teachers to help us out with those categories at school. So that's helping a lot. When we go into the principal's leadership style, I would definitely say that ours is situational. After reviewing all of them, it really just depends on what's going on for the day, on whether or not something is acceptable. There has been a few changes that she's been making this year that have made drastic changes, but mainly I think overall it definitely resorts back to situational. Maybe what's happened in the past is with that student as to why we do this plan, or maybe something with a staff member. Everything has back data that we go off of in order for a situation or a decision to be made in her case. And lastly, our school improvement, based off of that team, or our team, we decided to focus on rigor. And with the rigor, we are focusing on main idea and detail, which links us to the standard number 4, which is develop and support rigorous systems of curriculum, instruction, and assessment. We are taking our data and moving it, or trying to get, we know that with our data, we have to get our students better off school-wide. They need to be understanding main idea and detail because it's more of a life skill. So that's one thing we're focusing on. Relationships, family, and student involvement is our second goal that we are focusing on, and that follows under the standard number 8. And it's engaging families in meaningful and beneficial ways to promote each student's academic successes and well-being. And then overall, as our Kesa team, we are really focusing mainly, I guess, on standard number 10, which is continuous improvement to promote each other's academic success and well-being. We meet again in January, so these things will be evolving as we go over our goals and see how we've been the past several months and to come up with new ways to improve. So that's why I thought standard number 10 was very important.